Hello everyone, this is Dan the Nature Man at Mount Olivet Conference and Retreat Center. Today we're going to take a look at some low maintenance perennials that maybe you might want to consider for your own yard. Perennials are plants that come up each year and then they grow, flower, and then they die back to the ground. It generally takes 2 or 3 years for them to get to blooming stage, but they're often can be used as a backbone in your flower garden. So let's go outside and take a look at some of these low maintenance perennials. Here we are in one of our 16 perennial beds on the Retreat Center. In front of me I have Baptisia, which is a huge sort of imposing perennial. It gets 3.5 feet tall and wide. It likes full sun, and it has purple flowers in the springtime. It also comes in a white form, bright yellow. It's very drought tolerant. The deer and rabbits tend to leave it alone, but not always. And then it gets these interesting seed pods after it's done blooming. And when they dry, they actually rattle and they'll turn a dark brown, but you could maybe use these in some dried arrangements if you want as well. Another group of perennials are the ornamental grasses. We have heavy meadow switchgrass here, and there's Japanese silvergrass, there's Carl Forster over there, and the ornamental grasses again like full sun. They're drought tolerant. The deer and rabbits leave them alone, and some of the ornamental grasses are only like 1 foot high, and you have this heavy meadow or the Japanese silvergrass, which may get up to 6 feet high. So those are all very hardy perennials that you could consider. Okay, here at this perennial bed we have 3 different sedums. Sedums is another perennial that is low maintenance. The deer and rabbits will nibble on these, but they'll push out and come back. You can get sedums anywhere from low growing, 6 inches or less, to 2.5 feet tall. They like full sun again. And here's a couple of sedums here, and there's a lower growing one there. They come in different shades of the leaves as well. They'll all have different blooms, from white to different shades of pink or yellow. And then there's also a variegated form, which is quite ornamental and showy looking as well. So there's a wide selection of sedums to choose from to put in your garden. This is an interesting perennial we have on the east side of the building. This is one of the nepetas, and it's called, the common name is cat mint, as opposed to catnip. This is cat mint with an M. So plants in the mint family, if you touch the stem, you'll see that it has 4 sides to it. So it's a square stem, and that puts it in the mint family. So this is Nepeta candy cat, and it gets about 2 feet tall and 2 or 3 feet wide. You'll have these light lavender flowers for 4 weeks or so, just starting to bloom now. It's a great pollinator plant. It's a very tough plant, and this is a plant that you'll probably not have to worry about the deer or the rabbit eating. They tend to stay away from any of the mint plants. So this is a great pollinator plant, and fills in nicely all the way, foliage all the way to the ground. And the only thing you have to watch out if it tends to go to seed, so you might want to just cut back your flower heads and you might get some rebloom later in the summer. Little Titch is another variety. There's Walker's Wool. So there's a number of nepetas out there that you can choose from. This is an interesting perennial. This is Insomnia. It also goes by the common name of Blue Star. In the spring, it's almost done blooming, but it has these beautiful, gorgeous blue flowers that are star-shaped. And this one is a little bit shorter. It's about 18 inches tall. The common Insomnia gets up to 3 feet tall and blooms a little bit earlier. It also is one of the rare perennials that has beautiful fall color. So you generally don't think of perennials as giving you foliage color in the fall, but Insomnia has a nice bright yellow that the leaves turn in the fall. The other thing that's really nice about this plant is that it is deer and rabbit repellent. In other words, I've never ever have seen deer or rabbit or any evidence of them browsing on this plant. When the branch is broken, it has a milky sap, and I think that irritates them so that they don't like it at all. This one likes full sun, and it's a long-lived perennial, so and it looks sort of really nice throughout the year, and it likes to be in full sun. Is the best place for it. Then we also have Lamiums over here. This is Herman's Pride. It has this sort of glowing greenish silver foliage. In the springtime it has these bright yellow flowers that just sort of pop, and this gets about 1 foot high. It stays as a clump, and then it gets a little bit bigger, and this can take some shade. And then you have the Lamiums in general. There's a bunch over here we'll show you, but they're in pink and white, and these are low-growing ground covers, about 6 inches, and that would be a good choice if you need something in the shade. Perennials provide a great foundation and backbone for your flower gardens. Each year brings new surprises and sensations that you can experience. I hope you try out some of these low-maintenance perennials as you retreat where you are.